it's always like the 6, 7, 8. Yep. So
they make millions of 6s, 7s, and 8s.
Oh, we're live.
And we're talking about shoes.
Hi.
Oh, you didn't tell us we were
live. You didn't tell us we were going live.
I
These
said
are the
it.
things we talk about when we're not.
Hey guys, I said it.
No, you didn't.
I was like,
You're gonna watch it back later.
We're on. We're good.
Watch it back later and find out that he did in fact say it.
Dang it. He didn't lie.
Well,
The mic is kind of farther away than it usually is, so let us know how we sound.
Or I can turn this up a little bit.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and it seems to be spiking fine, so...
Alright, we're good. Everything's fine.
Oh my god. So glad about these pills.
I haven't seen those names before, so Tactical Noob and Modo De Rosa, thank you for the follows. I don't know when you guys followed, but thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it. Welcome to
CX,
our
there's
band
a
of
bit
chaos. Welcome to Insight Check.
Ba, 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 ba.
Now,
this will be a very...
I would like for you to ask the first question.
Okay.
Olivia.
Is there one that you would like to hear, or no? Can we have just like 10 minutes at the front to talk strategy for the Bizno play? Because we haven't gotten to talk about it since Sunday.
We can.
And
The three of you want to talk strategy?
We're good. Most
So
of the
I'm
time
actually just
talk to Loot.
Lute's gonna flip sides.
Loot, I can't make that save by myself.
I know. My plan, Lute's plan, regardless of what you're gonna tell me right now, because Lute doesn't meta. Lute is going to continue to touch Tatiana with greater invisibility.
Continue to touch her.
Just all in the ear, and then they will use the best thing they can do, which is Bardic Inspiration on you. To
what is that level or level 12?
It's a D10 plus
D10.
1.
Okay.
So you automatically get a +1, and if you can roll well, you can get.
If I can roll.
Why?
Well.
What do you need that for?
To break the
Having more
slow.
than one fucking attack on my turn?
She has to break that slow spell.
That sucks.
I can't think of anything else that I have that would break it. I could do.
You look at me with that face, knowing what you know.
Like I could do.
The only thing I built her to do, I can't do with her now.
Yeah.
I feel that sometimes.
I can't think of anything else that would be more beneficial.
Yeah.
Like they could try. No, it's a wisdom save, right?
It is a wisdom save. It needs to be me or Val, the first person you get that on.
I can give you.
Val's a sitting duck.
I can make it so you can run away again.
I need to stay within melee.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Lute's
chill.
plan, and Lute's plan is. Well, they might
wisdom
draw their
saves are
sword.
My one thing I can handle.
They might draw their sword.
Yeah. Their rapier.
Well, they have a sharp one now.
The reason why Lute might draw their sword is because they can't allow anything to hit Tatiana.
Yeah.
The image, because if anything hits the image, they'll instantly know it's not real.
Right.
Because they didn't program it to react to run away.
I did think about just standing next to her.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have programmed it.
But I feel like that would be bad to trap two people in a corner.
No.
And I can run really fast.
And the
Tatiana
walls.
are the fastest ones.
Yeah.
So, but there's walls. Well, yeah, I mean there is walls.
You can also run up walls, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What do we other walls?
And we have a dance floor now. Thanks
there's
to your
there's cover.
We can actually
true.
run around
For a little bit.
There isn't lava for now.
For a little bit.
Because physics doesn't apply to the D&D universe.
Hey,
all be fucking
imagination reigns supreme.
Wait, did you say physics doesn't apply? No, you're wrong.
To an extent.
It's just our version of physics.
Good day.
Okay.
Good day, Mirrors _Shadows. Very nice to see you.
Every realm has its own laws of physics, and you just are trying to apply our realm's laws of physics on a D&D realm.
Exactly.
I see.
Like they literally
silly.
They literally live in a realm where when they get into battle, everything pauses. You can't move at the same time.
Yep.
That's not our realm. Our realm does not do that at all. At least last time I got into a battle, the dude wasn't like Hold on one second. I need to strategize real quick.
They are all
the realm
moving
is
at the same time. though.
entirely controlled by like humans playing them.
Everything.
They can't
in
make any
around-
choices on their own.
Everything in a round happens in 6 seconds. The
Whoa,
same.
look at Joey's house.
6 seconds. Wow.
Whoa.
That's the lowest I've ever
Oh
seen.
shit! I'm gonna
Where's Val? We want Val.
I'm gonna message Johnny.
You asshole.
Should I message him or should we let him die?
Let him
Do
die.
not
Don't message
don't
him.
message
All right,
him.
Don't message
all
him.
right, we'll
Let
let
him
him
be.
die.
Let him be.
Let
Goose,
him-
thanks
What
for
day
the
is
5
today?
months.
The 26th?
Yeah.
27th?
Tomorrow's the 27th.
Today's the
Something.
27th. Tomorrow's
Something
the
like that.
28th.
Oh yeah, because
Nice.
tomorrow's the
Birthday's
29th.
All right.
Today's
Well,
28th.
I
Or
have
tomorrow's
some
28th.
questions, guys. Oh jeez.
How am I just doing it for the first time?
Jen Thomas E. Thanks for joining the sub gang. Ooh.
Oh yeah, who dat?
More
Who
damage.
that? Jin,
Wow.
Jin Tom.
Jen
I thought
Thomas
I
E.
still
Thanks for the
Almost-
sub.
He's almost bloodied.
He is.
I guess I lost my. It says it renewed on the 27th, but it started over a 1.
That's weird.
Huh.
It's gonna be 4.
Damn it. Let's go complain.
It's okay. It's fine.
So my first question is for Loot.
Yes.
Knowing that Loot is only looking for a great story,
Mm-hmm.
does it ever weigh on him that he is not fulfilling his intended purpose? Slash, have you thought about it?
That is a good question, and they have thought about it.
Take off your shoes. Get comfortable, man.
And I am comfortable.
Get comfortable.
I'm as comfortable. Like little Loot wearing a suit is the most comfortable form of Loot you could ever find.
You do look very spiffy today, Riley.
Thank you. Like I got bored and felt like wearing a black tie today.
Okay.
So
Please,
Happens to the best of us.
please take off your shoes.
fine, I'll take my shoes.
Thank you,
You feel
guys.
like-
this bean, I sleep in live.
I'm not putting my
I mean,
feet.
I don't sleep on it. I mean, I don't live.
Do you have a shoehorn?
Each of those things, I was like, no, but I do. No, but I do. I have a bed in another room.
I'm not putting my
I love
shoes
the
on
bean
the bed.
so much.
Okay.
I can't allow any harm to come to
I
my
wasn't
feet.
putting my feet
I
on
really
the
want one
bed.
just for my cats.
You can
Your,
get like
cat,
a little.
your cats would love it.
You just get a little small, like a small one.
It would get ripped up though.
Yeah.
Right now my cat's really been big into paper. I have a piece of notebook paper on the floor, and she likes to squish it and fold it, and then she bites on it, and then she sits down on it. It's like her bed now.
Your
This is
cat
why-
can do origami.
Right.
Holy shit, Jen.
Are you surprised, really?
Not really.
Yeah.
So, the only reason it weighs on them is because when they think about at some point in time, they'll probably go back and see their creator. They are one of their greatest fears in life is disappointing people, and they know that that will be a disappointment. But at the same time, they don't want they don't have any driving passion to complete that. Like, if the only reason they would go through with it was so that they could save face in front of their creator, like, that would be the only reason. There would be no personal motives to it, or
So it's not really weighing on him at all.
no, like,
Weighing on them.
no. It only weighs on them when it comes when it comes time for them to go see their creator again, and they think about that every now and then, especially recently since they just got back from the Fae and really enjoyed their time there and would like to go back to see their creator and do miss them, but yeah.
So I have a similar question for Loot
Mm-hmm.
that goes along with that. Does Loot feel closer to the party for having shared a little backstory? Is
Oh.
it a bit of a weight off their chest, or has it had any effect on them?
They do. It's something that they don't share too much. The only real reason that they easily shared it the other day was because they had already shared parts of it with Virion. So they were just like, well, it's probably going to come out anyway.
Well,
And we might die, so there's that.
whatevs.
That's true.
What's the worst that could happen?
Frames the thought a little bit differently, knowing that you're gonna potentially die the next day.
Yeah, it's like, oh well.
Hey, Sumiko.
Are you gonna ask that
Hey,
question
Jen.
right now?
Hey, Jen.
Before Jenny gets here?
I'm gonna ask a different question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I feel like she'd want to be a part of that.
The moral code
No,
or the other one?
The other one.
Okay, exactly. Then I'm gonna go ahead and ask the first one.
I feel like Jenny would want to be here for that question.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, Sumiko, Jen, you mentioned that you will allow Fred to kind of give you a new moral code. What if the way that he does things is flawed? You know, what? How do you look at it from a player perspective?
I can think of. I'm gonna start with character because I feel like that'll be easier. Sumiko doesn't really know right from wrong 100%. And I think she kind of thought she had an idea of right. And then lately there was a lot of wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that 2-month period,
Sonya Pickles, what's up?
she was more alone. You know, because at most it would have been Jianqi and Tatiana. But even then I picture that time period being mostly Tatiana and Jianqi alone. I feel like we would have been in 2 separate places for some reason. So it's like the first time she's been alone again in a very long time, and just thinking about how she should go about things, because Sumiko's impulsive, and honestly, it's kind of like where everyone keeps bringing up the glasses.
Yeah.
Sumiko has like orbs as like her main thing, right? She can't really use the orbs in a distraction without hurting someone, like physically. Like she would view that as worse than mentally making someone move out of the way. And so she has been trying really hard to not use the glasses. She's has not used them as many times as I think it seems. Like when I think about it, it's only been 3 or 4 times out of the time she's had. But every other time after Val, she is asked to use them. She hasn't just put them on. And
that's progress.
There's been a difference, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mentioned to you earlier.
Yeah. But when it comes to like this moral idea of what is right and wrong, I think she's gonna be really second guessing her beliefs in Bahamut, for one. Because maybe
very black and white. No gray areas.
Right.
Yeah.
But and the thing is too, like she as a player and as a character have been kind of slacking on devotion to Bahamut in general. And Sumiko is still very naive about things, and her logic is not always going to be the soundest. And right now, she is thinking, Fred is an angel. Angel means good.
What up, Nervash?
Angel means good.
Angel is a good thing.
Angel is personally at my side right now to answer my questions, because she's right now not going to feel like she can go to the party.
That was a question that I had. So my questions for Sumiko were, now that she's met this self-proclaimed angel, does she trust it? This
She does.
being that she's met? Does she feel like she understands its intentions for her? And does she plan to relate her conversation with it?
Thanks for resubbing, Nervash. We love you.
She's not going to relate the conversation to the group.
Interesting.
Nice.
She told Lute about Fred.
She did, but I think that was more out of the shock of the situation that occurred,
Yeah.
and so she was not planning on it. If she was going to tell anyone about it, she was only... She was... Huh?
Nothing. I really wish
already.
Lute wasn't true neutral at that moment, because Lute, I really wanted. I was like, my persuasion is so high. I could end the mental state your character was in. I'm like.
So Nervash, the current topic is this angel Fred that Sumiko met last session,
And who's kind of guiding her now.
Yeah, and
understanding her, like what?
moral
code.
Yeah.
But no, Lute literally thinks Fred.
If you have any other
an
questions,
imaginary
like,
friend.
I am...
Feel free to throw them in the
Because the
chat.
way you were referring to them,
As
you're
a
like,
player?
but Fred said,
Fred said.
and then Lute's like, okay, you're Fred. Got it.
Shoulder angel.
I am all for, as a player and the character, for everyone believing that Fred is an
Is he
imaginary
never
person.
your friend?
Oh yes,
Until Fred just
because
appears to everyone and we're all like,
I have to give you a devil too. So
But-
like Fred, not Fred.
Yeah.
I was telling Ben,
Just Val.
I was telling Ben, I picture Fred as Kronk in the Emperor's New Groove, but the angel, right? Like, not necessarily big and stupid, but like the mannerisms and like. But this is where it gets into why she's not going to tell anyone in the group. She's not going to tell anyone about Fred because
she doesn't think she'd be taken seriously?
it's not that she wouldn't be taken seriously.
I mean, technically, she tried to tell Val.
She did try to tell Val, but part of that was I wanted to know if the person who comes to him was the same.
That makes sense. Cause
Yeah.
So the fact that he blew it off, cool, doesn't know who it is. I don't need any more information about that.
I get that.
But she's not going to bring up Fred because it would highlight the situation that occurred. And the one thing that Sumiko doesn't do in terms of with Val is she doesn't just willingly give up the private details that have occurred between them. Mm-hmm. She hid the ring, she hid the notes, she hid his family. She has not, other than using the glasses the one time, she really hasn't like fully broken
His trust.
Mm-hmm. So if she did that, she's not going to know if he doesn't care that people find out about that detail. Mm. She would assume that he would care right now, and so she wouldn't say anything. So she would rely on Samaria and Val to bring up that happened.
This is a complex line of thinking.
Samaria doesn't know that Sumiko knows.
Correct.
She doesn't.
Yeah. She's got no clues.
And the thing is, Sumiko's always gonna be okay with, on the surface, people thinking that she's just super naive. And that her thing is, I give out flowers, and I'm like this happy because...
Happy-go-lucky.
Wait,
yeah.
did Val roll in insight to see?
Yes.
And so he did.
He rolled high enough to notice her.
She's still gonna be awkward, but she's not gonna bring it up.
And Samaria's assuming that the reason Sumiko's being awkward is because she stabbed her.
Yeah.
That's fine.
and I don't believe, and I don't think Val would tell Samaria because Val wouldn't see a reason to.
Either. Nope.
No.
He's like, oh, fucking not my problem.
But so she's not gonna tell. So and then when it comes to Fred, because she has no one to really go to judge whether things are right and wrong, and even then, the party's view of right and wrong is very different from hers.
Very much
so. She can't necessarily side with them on what's right and wrong. So she's in this like state of confusion, which is why she has all these books. Like she's just going to be overloading herself with books and then kind of using Fred as like the voice of reason. And there's no reason for her not to trust him right now because she hasn't seen him do anything like bad or know anything bad about him. Yeah. It's like the same thing when Luke came in or Samaria came in. She's not immediately distrustful.
Yeah.
She kind of assumes that everyone is okay.
He's gonna do decent things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she knows like that Bizno is bad, but it's been made well aware that Bizno is bad. But if she just met him and he was just like a normal person, then she wouldn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
So, but her logic right now is very like. She's trying to be black and white because she thinks that's going to help resolve conflicts of situations better because she doesn't want to keep doing the wrong thing when she thinks she's doing the right thing.
Does she plan to just read all of the books and then use Fred like a sounding board? She's gonna bounce all of it off of him and see.
I definitely picture her. I definitely picture her using Fred as validation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And part of that's true just as like a player in my own life. Like I'll tell Ben that like I'm thinking about ordering this thing. What do you think? I think it's a good idea. And I constantly seek like confirmation or validation that what I'm thinking is sound. Okay. And so Sumiko's
perfect.
But Sumiko's like the opposite of that in terms of me because I'm still impulsive in real life, but Sumiko doesn't think about the consequences. She doesn't overthink the scenarios. She just goes with it and thinks it's going to be okay because she thinks of it not higher than the surface a lot of times. She doesn't, you know, she's like, oh, walking this person across the street is cool, or like helping even this dude's evil, like buying him an ice cream or whatever is fine. It doesn't matter that it's gonna give him fuel to be able to do whatever bad thing. She's just not thinking about that.
It's only ice cream. So I'm gonna skip on that next question.
Another question.
When is Jenny supposed to be getting here? So we know like how long.
She said she was gonna be late. I don't know if she's not coming now.
I think she's still gonna come.
Okay. And
we'll just hold off, and if not, then we'll get to it towards the end.
Okay.
I mean, we'll know one way or another.
So I guess, do we want to move on to another question? Because I have another one for Sumiko.
Ooh.
Go for it.
How many Sumiko questions you got?
I felt like there was going to be a lot because there was a lot that happened. It's honestly the most role play too that.
Let's come back.
Sumiko's had for a while, yeah.
Let's come back to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me another one.
What we got? What you
I have
got?
a few that are for the whole party.
Ooh.
Also, the audience, if you have any questions.
Yeah, feel free to ask us any of the questions. A lot happened last session.
A lot did
Couldn't
happen.
balance between them
A
all.
lot happened last session. Holy shit.
You can ask us about the session.
I loved last
You can ask us
session
about
so much.
It was
anything
really good.
I
D&D
told Ben, I was
related.
like, I want to keep playing. I could have kept playing for like another 4 or 5
Same.
hours. I was like,
You and I were sitting there at the very end like, we could keep going.
That's what I goddamn strive for. Like, if I can have a session where I say, alright guys, that's game, and then everyone's like, oh man! Oh,
Well, you're gonna get that from me.
well, I really didn't think that battle was gonna be as serious as it was to me.
What?
Like, as a player,
The
like
chapter-ending battle.
I
It's
have
just a
not,
battle.
I have not played D&D very
Just a
Just a
long.
fight.
The other boss battles didn't seem that bad to me. The first one, my character died, but it was fine.
That gif of that guy just going.
Siobhan died.
The one boss battle that
So
you were in.
I know exactly what you're
I
talking
got
about because
killed.
people say it's me.
He like
No, the
crushed.
He does look
set.
rather
Yes, you did die. That was like a mini boss.
I
but,
know. I pictured
the
this
boss
being
boss-
like that though until it was actually going on, and I was like, "Whoa, this is serious." It just
Oh.
didn't hit me that it was that serious yet until we were in it.
Got it.
Yeah, well.
Got it.
I thought it was gonna be less. Like I thought it was. I was worried that it was gonna be talked up a lot and then not be as big as what I was picturing.
I
And
see.
so I guess mentally, I prepared myself for it to be lower than.
No, this
it
is just gonna
was.
be tough.
It was really hard.
In that case, question that I didn't have written down but just came into my mind.
You
How-
can't ask impromptu questions.
How do you do
on
it?
insight check.
How do you feel about your alternative character? Are you ready to bust them out? Because
No.
I will say I don't have one, and I will not make one until
I
Sumerian dies.
have one, but I prepared it for
I
the
refuse.
battle that was with Virian's sister, where like her arm was off.
That one, yeah.
I prepared a character for that one.
Yeah.
Well, that was the last boss battle.
Yeah.
But
That was pre-stream, guys.
I'm like iffy on that, and now I'm like, well, I'm making this other character, but I'm like, I can't use it to replace Sumiko. It's gonna be used for something else, so I don't know what I would play as. But right now, I feel like my character's just getting to that growth that I didn't know I was gonna have for her, so I don't really.
You never know.
I don't want to lose her yet. Like
Good.
I
Yeah.
honestly
Good.
don't want to lose her because she's just now like.
Good, now I can
Good.
destroy her.
No. I
Time is now.
I still feel like Sumiko would be the last person to die.
I don't want to
I
kill.
think so,
I don't
too.
want to kill anyone. But if I do kill you, I want it to be impactful. Like I would like for it to be like, damn, that hurts.
Just
because
said
it
if
should.
you kill Val, he's
Like-
taking a month off.
You need to be immersed.
So if Lute dies though, which I don't think Lute will die, because Lute's not getting up there in the battle, no matter what. Lute will deuce the heck out.
You're like one of the only people who didn't get hit by slow, right?
Yep.
I didn't either.
Then
Luke-
you might be
Nope.
closer to the front lines than you might
I
expect.
think.
Does Lute know everybody's been affected by the slow yet? Did you guys yell out and say, "Yo, guys"?
I mean, does he know slow? Because Trixon.
No.
Everyone needs to talk like that. That would be amazing.
Oh, we're playing a slow band. Sorry, guys. I didn't know we were trying to entertain. Love breaks out his mandolin. We got this.
You're like, you dodge that all the time. Why did you just stand there?
Oh no.
You guys really suck at battle. Like I haven't seen too many battles with you guys.
Slow's no joke, guys. Slow the 5e spell.
It is no joke.
I think it's like 4th level, 5th level.
You, in one round, reduced Samaria from like 40 to 60 damage per turn without the superiority dice.
Reduced from 40 to 60.
To like 10 damage. Tops.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
You used to be able to do 40 to 60. Now they can
count
do
on
10.
Samaria with those 4 attack actions.
I thought you were talking about your HP, and I was like, oh my god, please don't tell me that you're one of those people that counts up.
No, I'm not like that. I'm not crazy.
Chat, never do that.
I'm at 0 right now.
She's got usually 4 attack actions per turn.
Please, Riley. Please don't.
And now she's got 1.
Yeah.
Please. You were at your max HP, and then you count.
0.
You count
I
down.
I have taken 0 hits. I'm at 0.
Your current HP is 80 something.
No,
90 something.
Current HP is 0 because 0 hits.
Ooh, I know who I'm aiming for next session.
I'm kidding. I honestly though, like if it wasn't the way that you guys taught me how to play D&D, I might have actually played it that way.
Good.
Because that's how I played other games.
Good.
I played them from 0 up.
You know, and that's okay. Like
it's easier
you
for
can
me to do
you can be wrong, and then we'll teach you how to be right.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But no, I think my backup character doesn't exist. So if Loot was to die, their backup character would be Riceman appearing in party and being like, and show up for like maybe a month or 2, and then
figure out what your next one is.
Figure out what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Dang.
Well, and honestly, I would work with the player, and you know, like they're not just chances are they might not get in the next episode. Like it might be 2 or 3 episodes before they get back in.
Right.
Gives them time to like really flesh out the character, and then gives me time to introduce the character in an organic way, and not just like, and this guy appears.
Yeah.
I felt like that happened with Sumiko. I did not spend a long time creating her, and then I was like, I don't know when I'm even coming in. I don't know where I am, because I was under the impression that I was gonna just do the little one shot with my other character, and then it was like, oh, come play.
See, that's the thing. I didn't know where Loot was coming in.
You were new.
I was super new.
So I did not want to overwhelm you with stuff. I was just like,
I needed that though.
Here.
Now that I look back, I'm like, oh, I didn't plan this or this. Like my character
you
is just.
You would be surprised.
Yeah. So the one thing that fucked me up is my second D&D campaign I played. It was an online campaign. I played a barbarian. When I joined the campaign, this is my second campaign. I'd only been playing for like 4 or 5 weeks maybe. And it really messed me up because when I joined, they were like, the guy was like, okay, describe, it's like, they see you, however far away. Yeah. Describe yourself. I'm like, cool, I describe myself. And then I walk up to the party and they start asking me questions and like, I was like, cool, I already got my backstory. So I started going through it and then they're like, yeah, but what was your job right before this? I was like,
yeah, you gotta know. Either you gotta know or like be on your toes.
So you want to know
dentist.
For improv.
So you want to know what I did? So as a barbarian, I was a mercenary. Do you want to know who I was a mercenary for?
Sure.
Who do you think? Who would I have just quickly off my cuff gone to?
Why is still in all caps?
Mercenary for
You're a
Tristan?
fallen.
No. I was actually a mercenary for Riceman. Like I was helping like protect him during his travels while he was. I met up with him and I was traveling around with Riceman.
Interesting.
Yeah, so pull a little of your campaign into some other DM's campaign.
You pulled yourself.
I tainted the campaign with your campaign.
Yes. The virus of Jordan.
But to be fair, I
Hero
think,
Fallen, welcome.
I think there was at one point in our campaign that Riceman mentioned the mercenary that he was with. I think I backtracked.
And I didn't know.
I didn't even know
about it.
Oh, yeah, I never secrets.
Well, I also like when people make the story yours.
Yeah.
Like add in shit. If it's not outlandish and it doesn't break things, like I don't care. Do you? You were saying something about Samaria. What did you say?
Oh, if she doesn't.
I feel like I missed it. You wanna?
if she dies, I might want to play Adeline. I know.
Okay.
Think about it.
I don't know what I'm
Maybe.
agreeing to
I
yet.
know.
We'll talk.
Okay. You have his backstory.
I can't have other people DM because we got spoiled. That's such a sweet thing to say. You must want something.
He wants Keezer to not kill him next session.
he just wants things. All right, what am I asking next?
What else you got?
Okay, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hero Fallen
Jesus says-
has a mandolin that Luke can use. Oh God, no! Please, no. I'm in
That was
agreement.
so quick.
Oh God, no! That man is quick with the keyboard. He
Actually,
is gifted with the keys.
Joseph used that mandolin when he DM'd a little bit of a campaign for us.
He actually used it.
He used the mandolin when he was describing a bard in the tavern we were in.
Oh.
It was really neat.
That's next level,
It was
man.
real fucking neat.
I don't think I could do that. I mean, I could. But I don't think I would.
Do you play any instruments?
Yeah,
I
but
play guitar and piano,
and Karina.
and I sing.
Then you're fine.
And he sings.
I sing.
Yeah.
Sing.
The power of my voice.
I've heard
Sing
you
a
sing.
song.
I've sung with you.
song.
Such a beautiful
Sing
song.
out loud. Sing out strong.
Oh my gosh.
All right. If Trixon,
I need an adult.
if Trixon is indeed at the battle
Fuck.
and is on Bizno's side,
Uh-huh.
how does this change your game plan?
Sumiko's gonna kill him.
Are you prepared to kill him
Yes!
if needed?
Oh! Hot damn!
Because
Virion would never talk to you
Sumiko
again.
doesn't
He's
have a
so
strong
very
relationship
cool.
with Trixon.
You're right.
Virion
She
will.
doesn't. If anything, she's still always on that mindset, what is for the greater good? And if killing him is better for the whole world, she's gonna kill him.
That's fair.
That's
now,
her
now
mindset.
what's gonna make her jump to that conclusion?
If he starts to hurt the party.
I see.
The second he starts attacking the party, she's not gonna withhold wanting to attack him back.
Interesting.
Unless she knew that he was, like, not himself or... But even then, I mean, she would still do it. If it was gonna save everyone. In the whole world.
Well, yep. Sorry. It's kill or be killed.
Yeah, exactly!
It very much is.
What about you, Luke? Did you attack Trixon? And how does it change your like overall plan? Because you now have an additional enemy who is most likely. I mean, you've seen that he's a spellcaster of some kind.
I have new abilities right now, and I'm struggling to decide when to use, like, a cleric ability over attacks. Because I'm like, I can't do 4 attacks and do this! I have to decide between, and so now that there's another enemy, I'm like, do I need to protect more, or do I just now, like, I'm struggling on who to even, like, attack. Like, I feel like you should be attacking Bizno, but I'm like, maybe I shouldn't, because these other little dudes, there's, like, more of them.
Yeah, I think we need to get rid of the other demons first.
Someone has to take on, attacking the ads.
Yeah. I say take
And I get 4 hits. So
I say
Jenny
then-
can't fight right now.
But then someone has to take on, the big bad.
Well, I feel we have
But
2
then
people
someone
taking
has
on
to do
Big
this.
Bad. but-
I want
You
to take
don't
on the
think
big...
shouting, that's your job, you big red fuck, qualified as taking on the big bad?
It qualifies.
I thought you were talking to Clifford.
I feel like Sumiko would go after the big bad once Tatiana is ready to go towards him. Because she has things that she could do to probably help.
Yeah.
But right now it's not like...
Get on in here.
Go on,
Jenny!
go on,
We were just talking about Tatiana.
go on.
Sorry, fam.
Don't worry.
This is a peace offering from Ray because she made me late.
All right.
So,
We'll
yes.
take it.
Well,
Okay.
Let's see.
What'd I miss?
If you're... Nope, we're good. I think.
we were talking about whether the party would kill Trixon.
Or rather, how does your... Yeah. Are you prepared to kill him if you need to? Like, if he's on Bizno's side. And how does his existence change your game plan?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, Tatiana is 100% prepared to kill anyone who would align themselves with Bizno. Although it does seem to her, I guess, from the insight roll that we did right at the end of the session that he might not be fully himself, but she'll still do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Val and I also said that we would kill him.
I don't know what. I feel.
I want to know what Varian's answer to that question is.
My one book.
That's
Is
below.
Durian watching? No.
That's below.
It's in there.
Thank you. I need a little table for my beer.
As you
Yeah,
should, he's
table.
got to go.
He got to go.
He got to
go, got to
go.
No.
Tati, or
I
if,
don't-
if Tanai agrees with me, then I feel good about my answer.
I don't feel like Loot will.
I accept your peace offering, Sting like a ray.
I think if anything, Loot will control him and. Bring
hell
them
yeah!
back.
He's gonna try and save Trixon.
Luke?
That
Varian.
is
No,
Yeah.
Loot.
Oh, Varian!
Yeah, no. I feel like Loot will do what they can to
That's
bring
tasty.
Trixon back.
This is a Varian.
Even if that is to reshape Trixon's mind.
Reshape it.
Yes.
That would be great.
But I'm actually
From
I'm
a square into a triangle.
I mean, strategically, it's actually smart to try and turn him back to our side.
if it is him, we still don't know.
Because his help
Because
would be
somebody.
Clutch.
Yeah,
They're
but
just disguised.
yeah, I kind of hope it's not him and it's just his voice box.
What are your thoughts? We'll go around the room. What do you think it is? Do you think it's real Trixon that has turned to Bizno's side? Do you think that it is mind controlled Trixon that's being forced to attack you? Do you think it's a Trixon illusion? Do you think it's a different entity entirely that's trying to impersonate Trixon? What do you think? We'll start with you.
I think it's Trixon under some kind of mind control.
Same.
Yeah, I think it is, but at the same time, as a player, not Luke, but I don't think it's Trixon. Mainly because throughout this entire campaign, Trixon has been a fucking legend and has destroyed shit that we haven't even been able to do. So the fact that he was taken is
Hard to believe.
but as a character, Luke believes it is might be an apparition.
An apparition?
Yeah, someone
Oh,
is.
Ghost.
like an illusion of some
Yeah,
kind?
someone is playing a trick on us because Big Bad knows so much about us that they could use someone that is close to the party in a way to throw us off our game and to distract us from the real goal, which is to take them out, and instead for us to change our efforts and move our efforts towards saving someone that's not even there, especially now that we can't even see. So that's where Loot stands.
Right.
Loot doesn't believe it's actually Trixon. Player me doesn't believe it's Trixon because it's there's no way.
He can't be.
It's impossible, Jordan.
It's not true.
Why did you do this to us, Jordan?
What about you?
I don't know.
I didn't hear your answer. You said same.
Same
I did,
D's.
but only because if he can control one person, right, to put his power into what's stopping him from doing it to more than one.
Right.
He's controlling Luke.
We'll beat you up again.
I think
No! Let's just remain a little.
I think Samaria hopes it isn't Trixon. But as far as whether or not she would kill him is concerned, I don't think she's going to focus on him at all.
Yeah.
I think she would consider that to be the rest of the party's responsibility because he is their friend, and making the decision of whether or not he is too far gone to be saved is on them, not on her.
Counter question.
I think she'd focus
Counter charm.
on Bizno and assume that if he is under some sort of charm, killing Bizno would presumably release him from it.
What if
Practicality, my dude.
What if Trixon holds up the locket?
She is not going to care about that right now. That's not the mission.
That's not the mission.
Nope.
When I say Tatiana would kill Trixon, I don't mean she necessarily will focus on him.
Yeah.
But just that, like, morally speaking, like, no, her feelings for him as a friend are not going to get in the way of what she thinks she has to do.
Yeah. Samaria's not going to touch it.
What she must do.
I think Samaria would rather not touch it, partly because she is busy with Bizno, but also partly because of what Virian said before the fight. Yeah. Because after we gave the locket to Trixon, Virian was like,
if something happens.
Yeah, if something happens to him, like, nothing had better happen to him because Trixon is a fucking treasure. And as I said on last insight check, Samaria took that as a threat. So she's gonna, if Trixon shows up, she's gonna just look at Virian and be like, get your boy. And then go back to what she's doing.
Get your boy.
Get your boy.
That's hard. I like it.
Get it.
I still just want to know where Martos is.
Wow.
I am assuming he's dead.
It's as if you went. It's as if you read my mind and went into my next question. What do you think happened to Amartos?
Who's that?
I think he's super dead.
The one that Bizno has been
possessing.
Oh.
What if he killed
Luke
him,
doesn't
trying
really know
to
that
harness his
person,
power into him, and now Trixon is the new
I mean,
host.
we don't really know him either.
I mean, the Trixon that we think we're
seeing. Yeah.
Goose says your boy Amartos is dead.
The Trixon we think we're seeing could very easily be Amartos.
That's what I'm wondering. That too.
Or the body
of
Amartos.
So are we assuming then that like that Bizno has already successfully completed the ritual?
Yeah,
because that's the implication of Amartos is dead.
Yeah.
Or that could Martos was able to change his body into whatever the fuck. So why couldn't he make himself look like a Daylord?
Yeah.
Like he was a fucking dog that snapped.
That's true.
Like what can't he do?
He was a dog that snapped.
Having been hit by the whip and the sword, I can say with the utmost certainty they are real. They are not an illusion.
He hit
the whip
hard.
and the sword.
Well, what did he get Xena with?
He incinerated her.
I think it was.
What was his form at that point? It was like everything got really hot when like Bizno was in charge of Amartos. And so my question is whether Amartos is still in there somewhere.
Are you sure he just grabbed her?
He incinerated her. She was like ashes.
Yeah, she was ashes.
He stuck his sword through her stomach.
But what form was he in, Jordan?
And then she disintegrated.
Yeah,
he was in a Martos form. He just had a sword.
Was it the sword that? Oh, okay. But if that sword was dealing fire damage, then it's a different sword because the sword that I'm getting beat to shit with is lightning damage.
Well, good thing only one person can do one sword. It's not like they had gone to the sword store and picked up a different lightning sword.
They were also completely different sizes.
Into a sword store.
Yeah, the sword that Bizno is currently wielding is huge.
I'm sure, maybe he was like, hey, demon buddy, I left I got to work today and I left my lightning sword behind. Can you bring my lightning sword to the material plane? Please. I think that's what happened.
In Pathfinder he is.
Oh, okay.
But in this one he's a huge boy.
The huge boy.
Huge boy.
Huge boy.
Not gargantuan, but huge.
Well,
which means he's like 20 feet tall at least.
Yeah, that's good. Just swinging at his knees. Just gonna wing him. That's all.
I also didn't expect him to show up the way he showed up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have a question for Tatiana now that. Now that
Jenny is here.
Wait, Jenny's here? Where?
Right here, right.
So Jenny.
Yes.
When Samaria mentioned that the shadows should leave her behind if the mercenaries from Pangron were to find them, Tatiana hesitated before agreeing. Was that because of a general appreciation for life, or has Samaria already begun to grow on her?
Or because you love her?
I think it's a little bit of both. Honestly, I think the hesitation is like her instinct is to be like, no, I'm not going to leave you behind. Like, you're part of the family now. Like, you're part of the group. But because she is... Yeah, exactly. But because she's, trying to set her feelings aside to make sure that this thing is accomplished, she stopped herself and was like, yes, like, if that's what we need to do, that's what we'll do.
Damn. All right.
So, yeah.
Do you have more, or do you want me to keep going?
You got another one.
I do.
Do it.
I have a few more.
Do it.
Do we want to keep talking about Bizno, or do we want to talk about other things?
Yeah, hey, we're on the
All of
Bizno
them
train.
are
Literally anything.
Because I also have another Bizno question.
Oh.
So you go first.
Bizno's first.
So one of mine kind of overlaps with yours, so I'm going to do a different one. The Shadows saw a scene of bloody destruction unfold before Bizno appeared. What was your character's reaction to this wanton violence?
Well, I would say I was pretty horrified.
Yeah.
Not surprised, though, because Bizno's my worst nightmare. So. Yeah.
I was also thinking shock. But then as a player, it was the whole time thinking, is my cat covered in blood, and am I covered in blood, and are we just, my white cat, is it just red? that's more of what I focused on during that moment.
Loot was
your cat was in the bag. Redison,
Thanks for refollowing, bro.
It's okay. We forgive you because you refollowed. What's happening here is we're talking about the big bad of the campaign right now. That they are right in the smack dab in the middle of fighting. Like, we literally ended session mid-fight.
Yeah.
That's
and
what's happening.
Time, as an opener, Bizno, the big bad, basically rained corpses from the sky.
Yeah.
That exploded.
Fiery, yeah, it was a lot.
It was a bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty gory.
Any other answers to that question?
PG-13.
Luke enjoyed it.
Oh,
what?
Shit.
It was great imagery for their story.
You're fucked up.
That's what it is. Like, look, if you have a big bad, if the big bad doesn't do anything bad,
okay? No, the answer is we are not okay.
Are you not entertained?
Also,
is this not why you are here?
With Sumiko being shocked, I picture her face though being like the girl from Pitch Perfect when she falls in the vomit and she's just like you can't tell that she's shocked. She just seems okay with the situation.
Like Luke expected it.
Why do I never know any references ever?
Oh,
It really sucks.
I have seen Pitch Perfect approximately once, and I missed most of it, but I did see that once.
It's the only part where I have to look away because I don't.
Yeah, I hate that part. Actually, it's too much.
But
it's gross.
But yeah, player and loot. As soon as the human, it was a human. Sure.
Yeah.
The creature.
Yep.
As soon as the creature looked up and was like,
I get a wish now, right?
Yeah, I get a wish now. It was like, he did. He did.
Yeah.
But, well, like they didn't enjoy it because of the slaughter. They enjoyed it because they're like, and this is how we like, see, look, something really bad happened, and then we come to save
the day.
The day? But wait, we didn't save him. Oh, well, we saved the day.
Yeah, and you guys definitely just watched. I was like, oh, okay. Cool. You're just gonna watch, this carnage unfold. That's fine. Whatever.
Samaria has seen war.
Oh, what, with them all killing each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we're walking into enemy territory. What are we gonna do?
There was also the thing when we were in the castle and like everybody was like freaking out.
Hashtag not my
right?
problem.
Weren't they killing each other or something?
What?
Like the guards and stuff
what?
when we were in the castle?
No, they were already dead. Those guys are fucked.
Weren't some of them like...
You're talking about the castle with the babies?
No, and we looked for survivors and we like helped that orc on a gurney.
Like the way they were killed, it wasn't like...
It wasn't a struggle.
No, they were just like neck snapped, I think?
Neck slit.
Yeah, neck slit.
Okay, now I see more of that thought then.
These people were struggling.
We're walking into enemy territory and we see a bunch of people killing each other, like why would we get in the middle of that violence?
Not my problem. I also didn't realize how close we were to like it. I thought it was like, this is a mile away and we're seeing this from a distance. So I didn't realize that.
Nah, straight up impersonal.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like in the distance. You'd see
murder.
Like, who do you see people indiscriminately fighting? Like, who do you even attack?
Well,
yeah.
What
like,
about,
who do you try and help?
what about you? Sure.
I mean, I
As a
could have
player
cast some stuff
or
to stop
character.
him. What?
For me, I have punching. So.
Fair. Luke knows very personally that punching is Tatiana's
my
solution
go-to. Yeah.
for all of their problems.
I'm not gonna go in there and start punching people.
You're not just gonna go in there and start punching people now.
No.
Oh, Tatiana's learning.
They were hurting each other, not the group.
Exactly.
You were turned against the group.
That was one time, Luke. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying?
It's Olivia's turn.
Go on.
I think Samaria is desensitized to violence in general, because of having served in Kangron in the military.
Trauma.
Can't give me PTSD when I live it.
But me, I wasn't gonna touch it.
Oh.
As a player, I was like, nah, we gotta be looking for Bizno.
Yeah. No use in spending resources there. I assume.
Well, I think Samaria's first assumption would have been that some of these people were in league with Bizno and others were not.
That was also Tatiana's assumption.
And they were asking for a wish.
Or that it was some kind of ritualistic, like, you know, they're all killing each other to find out who's the toughest or something.
And their bodies are still there, so we still get the loot.
I didn't.
I highly doubt that any of them have loot.
If you had been like, there's a helpless
bones.
child and it's being attacked, like, I would have, you know, probably done something about it.
But the helpless adult.
Yeah.
They weren't helpless. You said they were fighting each other.
Yeah,
they were.
They pretty
so nobody's helpless.
We didn't realize they were. I don't know.
I'm sure one of them were helpless, like the earlier ones who got destroyed.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's their fault. They
didn't have big enough swords.
They should.
They didn't grab the sharpest
Size
rock.
matters.
Yeah, they should have been born stronger. That's their fault.
So every villain in every anime, movie, all the things, every villain has their reason for why they think what they're doing is the right thing.
Ooh,
like,
I like this question.
No villain just does evil things. Like, if they do, then they're poorly written. Of just, I'm evil and I do evil. I'm gonna take over the world because, well, that's insanity. Like, he's
not insane. Joker's pretty sane.
Joker's fucking insane. Anyways,
he's my brother.
Yeah.
So
you're a Joker.
villains that are in their right mind always think that they're doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. They're the good side. Bizno shared his motivations last session. What would it take for your character to agree with him and leave him / help him?
As a refresher for everyone that's watching, what was their main motivation?
So Bizno wants to defeat the devils, yeah? He's a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's an endless blood war that's happening
the demons are chaotic.
In hell.
The devils are lawful.
Correct.
And
they
they
basically
hate
just
each
fight.
other.
Yeah, they hate each other and they fight each other all day. And angels are even involved in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, angels will come in from time to time when they see that one side is winning. Angels will come in and kind of help a certain side, because if any one side wins, it means the destruction of everything.
Right.
So, every time...
Gotta check the power.
Every time someone sells their soul, you know, whoever person that they're selling their soul to, which is usually devils, those devils are getting stronger. Mm-hmm. They're using those souls to power their weapons, their armor, their magic, all that stuff, because souls are very powerful. And he realized that all of these souls are mostly coming from the material plane. Therefore, you get rid of the people that are making the deals, making the wishes. You get rid of that power source that the devils have.
So he's trying to cut off the power source to the devils.
Correct.
Because he's fighting the devils.
Correct.
But he doesn't have a problem with people.
He doesn't. But people are basically...
But he's trying to cut off a power source.
And people normally sell their souls for stupid things.
He sees
like
selfish reasons.
Selfish reasons.
Like we already let you go, but I want to bind you to not hurt anyone for the rest of my 20 years of my life.
I don't know what you're saying.
Well, given that Tatiana hates demons more than anything because they destroyed her monastery and killed the only true parental figure that she ever had. There is nothing.
Made deals.
There is nothing that, but she's gonna blame her slaughtered elders.
No, I'm just
like the people that she cared about who got wiped out. Nah. There's nothing that a demon, especially Bizno, could say to get her to join their side. Nothing.
Or leave him be.
Hell no.
Make a deal with him.
No, she would not make a deal to let him go.
Okay.
He needs to go down.
What does everyone else think?
Loot had to roll.
I'd have to consult Fred.
Loot actually, like, so, playing Loot, I, for a fraction of a second, considered it. Considered being like, you know what? He's not 100% wrong. But I rolled like a 3, so I was like, cool. Loot stays true with the party.
What if you rolled a 20?
Yeah, what does he do if he rolls to see Bizno's point of view?
Then
Which
something
you
would
could
have
see
happened.
Loot doing that because Loot is not like a person in a conventional sense.
And Loot isn't like aligned with, and like Loot is just in this plane for a good story. So
right.
If the death and destruction of this plane ends up being like the best story ever, Loot's like, dope.
Like, what is there to make to make them care more about
They've started
the material plane than the demons?
They started to care about the party a little bit.
Right.
I also think that Bizno is a classic
yeah.
sense of like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'm also gonna kill anyone that gets in my way. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but you gotta die because you got in my way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, I'm only gonna stick to a certain brand of person. But if you got in my way, or you're associated with someone who got in my way, you're gonna die.
So why kill Kay and Taryn?
Who?
Kaylin and Taranatha.
Oh.
Samaria's 2 friends. To get to the locket?
That's a great question.
You'll have to ask him when you fight him again.
That's an amazing question.
Because if he's not interested in killing anyone, he doesn't have to.
That is such a good question that I would like to see you ask it.
Boom.
To him.
Ask him.
He's not going to have the chance.
Okay.
To answer that one.
Why? Because he can't understand slow motion?
Basically.
You can always throw in some dialogue in combat.
Do it. You should.
I
would actually enjoy that. You should ask.
I think that.
I don't think Sarah would.
That Bizno feels bad about killing people on the way to his goal of like destroying the entire land, controlling everybody on the plane. The way that you would feel bad about like stepping on a spider on the way to like get pest control for your house.
Mm-hmm. True.
I think that he sees people as like a means.
It's nothing.
Collateral damage.
Yeah. Means to an end.
Like you contain something that my enemy is using. You are a weapon.
Yeah.
Therefore, you're an item. You're not worth.
Right. I think Samaria has seen enough war that she knows what collateral damage looks like. But I don't think that she is willing to let that happen. Nonetheless, she has a very honorable idea of what war should be, even if she knows that that isn't what it is. And I think that although she doesn't see an issue with the conflict between the demons and the devils, she's like, keep it on your fucking plane.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
So, no, he couldn't get her to make a deal.
I mean, technically, the issue is the demons aren't keep it on their plane because of.
That's what I'm saying. She would not make a deal with him because he's not keeping it on their plane. I mean, the second he brings genocide to the material plane, she's like, nah.
I mean, technically, the demons aren't keeping it on their plane either by taking souls.
True neutral. Am I right?
She has as much of a problem with them as she does the devils, or she does the demons.
Yeah, demons don't normally take souls for, at least in this homebrew world, demons don't usually take souls. They just have numbers, really.
Right.
But he's an exception to that rule. Like, he will answer requests and then kill them.
Every time.
Joseph, we've already had that question. Go back a few insight checks.
Did we?
Before we potentially answer that,
We're
Sumiko, Jen Thomas, what is your answer to that question?
She said she'd have to consult Fred.
Oh, you have to consult Fred.
I feel like Sumiko's also in that neutral area because Bizno hasn't she doesn't have the same experience as Tatiana does with Bizno, and she wasn't really super close with the party when Xena was killed. Obviously she's not like happy that happened, but at the same time she's like she's all for the many in a way, so still some. So, and she doesn't know where she aligns right now, so she can't truly be like, man, Bizno's the worst thing in the world. She doesn't necessarily think he's good, but there's probably always gonna be something worse. So it's like, is Bizno the worst, or is there someone even worse than Bizno that I don't know about yet? Because she also hasn't been out in the world very much.
That's a good question.
She's been in the one place for a very long time.
Tatiana wouldn't trust Bizno to make a deal, and that's the thing too. Like,
Sumiko's too naive to disbelieve a deal is wrong or like fake.
Right. Sumiko would be like, "We made a deal about this. What?
Gosh,
Come on."
I told you I'd give you all these flowers.
I'm going to need 7 million flowers by today.
Sumiko would do everything in
5
her
minutes.
power to do that, probably.
I need
Sumiko
5
gets
minutes.
out the bag of holding.
Okay.
You undershot.
Alright,
She
if-
starts pulling flowers.
If your characters were a mixed drink or a beer, what would they be and why?
I haven't had a lot of mixed drinks, so.
Fine, I'm changing it to an apple. If your characters were an apple, what kind of apple would they be and why?
Honeycrisp.
Granny Smith. Mom friend.
The red one.
The yellow one.
Red delicious.
Honey.
No.
Called like golden
There you go.
apples.
No, I didn't Honeycrisp though.
Kamikaze shot. That's not an apple.
That's a weird apple. What's that one taste like? Is it like
You silly goose, that's not an apple.
silly? You don't know that they make some weird names for these apples.
Officer Silly Goose. Hey, Jenny.
The rotten one. Yeah.
Rotten to the core. Bad to the bone.
Accurate.
Hey, Jenny.
What?
Such a loner.
How does it feel to play such an integral role in this battle?
Stressful.
Yeah.
I bet.
You worried you're gonna mess up?
Yes,
player
I'm
in character?
stressed. It's not going the way I thought it would already, and
How did you think it was
I'm
gonna go?
really worried. I thought it was going to be Muertos.
We're only
Let's see.
3 rounds in. Do you want to change anything you've already done?
Well,
No.
Yeah. How are you gonna move forward from here?
I mean,
What's your strategy?
I don't
looking
feel like I should tell you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, once
Are
I
you
want you
serious?
to plan around my plans.
Do you think I would really do that?
Yes.
I don't know.
Guys, you have to trust me.
Nope.
Like, I'm still
You
gonna
can-
try.
I'm not the enemy.
I'm still gonna try
I'm
and
playing
use
with
the
you. You are the enemy.
banishment spell.
You should just reduce his health to like 2 then.
What?
What?
If his
Just
health
know.
is very low, he's just gonna chill out.
Just know that no matter what happens, I'm playing with the mindset of what that monster or creature would do,
Yeah.
and never off of your things that you tell me, out of game. Now, if Bizno did, for some reason, like, hear you guys talking or something, or happen to be in an area where you guys were planning, then like sure, if it's something that they could understand. But
we shouldn't use the stones. What if Martos told them how the stones work?
You mean Trixon?
No, Martos. Isn't Martos the one that gave us the stones?
No.
Yes?
I mean, we're not going to have a whole lot
Didn't
of time
we?
to be talking
No,
about
Martos
anyway.
just sent us to hell. He
I
didn't give
know.
us any presents.
And then you remember he brought us back from hell, and we found the stones in our
No,
pockets.
he did not bring us back from hell. We had to fight
Who
our way
gave us
back
the
from
stones?
hell through a
The
portal,
stones appeared
and people
to you.
died
And
getting there.
I assumed Martos gave them to us. I assumed Martos left them in our pockets because he was like, that was enjoyable.
Ew, I forgot they just appeared in our pockets.
I assumed it was a Martos.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Remember, K-Rot was super like he wouldn't want to use it at first because they thought it was from Martos.
I totally forgot about that.
That's why
shit.
That's why I'm like maybe.
Jordan forgot about that detail and is now
I forget nothing.
Oh damn!
See,
I don't know that means it was from.
Even though
the one obscure fact from 2 years ago.
Even though it took us like 5 episodes to realize that we still had the stones.
It did.
Because like as soon as
it was less organized before the stream, guys.
Because as soon as we got into back in the material plane, we were in the undercard. No, we were in the we were with the money ground worm things.
The money ground worm.
But I still don't think it necessarily means Martos did it because
new
Martos didn't bring us
coming
back.
to a store near you. CR57.
So it could have been.
Will we ever find out who gave us the stones?
Mm-hmm.
Would Jordan tell Riley who gave us the stones? Not Luke?
We won't
maybe in the next
metagame.
insight check.
Okay, next insight check.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no, in the next insight check. That means we're gonna.
Oh no.
We've totally been spilling secrets to
no.
Martos for a year.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
They're actually not short range. They're actually long range communication.
Oh,
no. They're just limited for us because we didn't know how to use them correctly.
Okay, I can tell you now.
Okay.
The person who gave you those stones was the boss of the second chapter.
Oh.
So when he put that tattoo on Varian's body, Senor Dragon, he was using it to like track you guys, and he then kind of spun this web of events that led you guys to different things that he wanted to happen.
That's right.
So why did he give us
That's right. He was like dicking with us the entire time.
So why did he give us the stones?
So that he could monitor us.
He gave you the stones.
Could he hear the stones?
Yes. So that he could monitor you, and so that he could also
someone else taps
he could also foster positive relationships between Varian and the rest of the party, so that when he did kill someone, it would mean a lot more to Varian.
Cool. Not a Martos then.
Cool.
Interesting. I like that.
Problem solved.
Yeah, because he did know a shit ton about us when we.
Yeah.
Like he had been like pulling the strings secretly the whole time, and so it makes sense that that was one of the ways that he was able to do that.
Did I miss that or something? No, I was there for that battle. Did we find out the tattoo was him?
It was in his diary.
Was I there for when we got the diary? I think my last episode was that battle. I don't think I ever was there for the diary reading.
Yeah, I think that was like the next episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks Tatiana for answering that question.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Samaria. Hey Livia. How does Samaria feel going into this battle?
You gotta not get us mixed up, my dude.
You stumble upon Samaria and
Olivia patrolling.
God.
I mean, to be fair, if I met her.
Yeah,
hey.
it'll happen.
I mean,
Samaria's cute.
Just ask Val.
Right.
But just ask.
How does Samaria feel going into this battle, being reminded of the friends that she has lost? How does Olivia feel about that?
Who are you?
We'll go Samaria first though.
We fucking talked about this. Not you and I, but the other. I think we we talked about this when we went out for the break. Before we rolled initiative, I went out to make more tea on the break, and I was sitting there waiting for the tea water to be done, and I was like, I almost cried, you guys. Mm-hmm. I almost cried.
Yeah.
I am an angry crier. Like when I get frustrated.
Explain what that means.
I am more likely to cry when frustrated or angry than when I'm sad.
I see.
And in that moment when he was like, I said a few words, I was so in character that I was like.
So you're just angry.
I was when you watch it back, you can see there's a moment where I close my eyes for a second. It's because I'm like, we're not crying on stream. Not yet. We haven't gotten to a point that's narratively appropriate for that. But.
Was the most?
Oh, I love seeing tears.
Was most of the anger due to
there
the
was
fact?
Tears. Yeah.
Was there anger due to the fact that they didn't remember you?
What?
That they didn't remember you?
Oh no, he remembered her.
Didn't he not, like, at first? Or at least he was coy?
The anger was because he said shit about her friends' bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, fair.
Yeah.
I think he was addressing all of you, and then recognized, oh shit, you're, like, with the party. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Mm-hmm. And then commented on stuff.
I killed your friends.
Yeah.
I'm a monster.
When she was like, before, he was like, oh yeah, I remember you. By the way, I said a few words over your friends' corpses, and she was just like, all right, okay. She's
It's kind of a sick individual. Yeah. Honestly.
Well, and Samaria has been.
And he actually did. He did a really shitty pray.
Yeah. Her whole life, she has been told not to let emotion get in the way, but frustration, anger, indignation are things that she can't put aside. Mm. She's just not capable of it. Mm. As well trained as she is, that did not get through.
But how does Olivia feel?
I was really sad for her. I was like, oh, bitch isn't gonna take that well.
Bitch isn't gonna take that
well. Bitch isn't gonna take that well. And so she didn't.
Word.
Yeah, that was some dark shit, Jordan.
Hey.
Yeah, it was dark.
Bizno
is a piece of shit.
The shit that rolls around in my head, am I right?
Tatiana hates Bizno, and after inhabiting Tatiana this whole time, I fucking hate Bizno.
Am I just in character, or am I a bad person?
Yeah, I modeled this guy after myself. I feel like I got pretty close.
Right.
Almost at his time.
Exactly.
A couple more slaughters, and we're there.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's time. It's time for the big question of the night, ladies and gentlemen. I have other questions after, and you have questions too.
Yes.
And we can get to them.
Okay.
But Jenny's here now.
Yes.
So that means we don't have to hold off anymore.
Oh,
hi Jenny.
That's a big question.
Hey yo,
Riley. I'm
here
now.
Jen, dear innocent.
Thank you for waiting for me.
I knew you would want to be.
I thought I missed it.
Mine is before this. Narratively, it was before this. Can I ask?
Please.
Okay, because the detect thoughts thing happened before the.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so before we talk about that, what are everyone's thoughts on Val having used detect thoughts to search through Samaria's memories for traces of indoctrination?
No one's translated for Lou yet.
Dude, I thought it was very interesting to see.
Dude, I had a lot of feels about that.
Because you guys would have heard it.
Okay, so I have multiple different layers of feelings about that.
Please share. Please share every layer of this onion that is your mind.
The first layer is as a Valmeria shipper. Val being like, if I can find this indoctrination.
Allosaurus Rex, what up?
There's a ship name now.
If I can find this indoctrination, if I can find this in your past and prove it to you, will you stay? And I was like,
my heart. Star-crossed lovers.
I loved it. Yeah, 100%. As far as the Tatiana's reaction, so one, Tatiana is observing Val's
sensitive
arguments
side
to you.
Oh. Never mind.
Val's arguments to you about why you should push back against like the way that you've been raised your entire life, right?
Fight the power.
And she's
Fight
sitting
the
back
power.
there, and she's seeing this person that like has had such a big impact on Val, and like is ready to just walk.
Does she think that she has?
Yes, you have not like the difference between usual Val and Val saying, "If I can convince you of this, will you stay?" Like that's very vulnerable for Val.
That is extremely
That's like
vulnerable for Val.
for Val.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that you're like ready to go home and just give your life away for this. She thinks she doesn't see any good in that. Like that seems like a waste of good to her. And so like she's very like
A waste of good.
she's she's definitely sitting back
Strong.
and,
Strong.
and observing like that whole
Damn.
like discussion between you and like has and her thoughts are to be like like that's like how could the system be good if it like requires your life for this. So that's Tatiana's take.
Sim doesn't see it that way.
Jenny's take is
Yo, as DM, I love seeing
Detect thoughts used on a willing participant.
well, yes, but I love
great.
seeing
Yeah, that was cool.
I love seeing Jeff represent Val in a more sensitive light. Like he is usually always about like fuck it, I'm gonna kill him. Or like I don't care, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And this is like actually honey, sweet child.
Oh, baby.
Baby girl.
Oh, little one.
And he's
You have had something done to you, and I want to help you get down to the bottom of it, like because I care.
like whether
In his own way.
whether
I
she's
think that
like
comes out of his
indoctrinated. Like I don't know.
I think that comes out of his backstory. Well, I kind of know that it comes out of his backstory. So, Jeff, you're in chat. Talk about Bar.
Yeah.
While we're waiting
Because
for
Val
him
was
to talk
enslaved
about Bar.
for a while and was
Yeah, he was
indoctrinated.
enslaved.
Yeah.
He was
And was
enslaved.
indoctrinated during that time period.
That makes sense.
And I think that he sees something similar happening to someone and is like, no, that's not.
I'm in chat.
That's a good Val answer.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Oh, Bar.
so he sees
Talk
that
about
as
Bar,
the same
bro.
way.
Talk about bar.
Talk about Bar, bro.
Bar.
Bar, bro.
How about that bar? That pull-up bar.
Like, yeah.
No, really.
No. Damn it. What kind of bar?
Like Tatiana is ready to
Bar
like
Marion.
respect the decision, but privately she's like,
Fuck that.
you shouldn't like they shouldn't ask that of you. You shouldn't feel like you have to give your life up when you're here doing a good thing.
They have it,
so-
that's the thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know that. So
I literally have like 3 stories written up about Bar. How the fuck should I talk about him?
Give us a TLDR for the fans.
who is Bar?
For the fans, who is Bar? What has he done to you?
What's a who?
Don't talk about what he's done to you.
What is what are the effects of what he's done to you? How about that instead?
How okay, question for Jeff about Val. How has Val's time with Bar affected how he is seeing Samaria and her relationship with Kangron? There. Answer that.
Ooh.
Good question.
While he types that up.
Who bar?
Wait, how did everybody else feel about the detect thoughts thing?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Sorry, I have layers of feelings.
No, don't worry
Took over that answer.
That's my fault too. I was just about to go on.
Jen Thomas, you were there for them.
I was.
You heard it.
What up, Jen?
Sumiko already thought it was weird that they were like buddy. So and then with like Virion being like, oh, I don't remember what the comment was. I think he said something about a wedding or something like that.
Have you guys picked a date?
Right? Have you picked a date?
Why was Sumiko weird though?
Huh?
Why did Sumiko feel weird about it though? Like from the get go, that they were close, buddy.
Because Val's not close to anyone. So it's just weird, like, out of character.
Until now.
Well, the thing was, like, before, like, Val was telling her, like, secret stuff, she doesn't have an interest in Val, but she feels like Val's always been like, who can I tell certain things without, like, attachment, I guess? No attachment to someone, and it feels like he's latched on to Samaria, but maybe it's just because of the 2-month period to me.
Yeah, it's a long time.
The 2-month period, and so Sumiko doesn't know anything about relationships. So for all she knows right now, this is probably just like a thing to get to know someone.
Oh dear.
Because you are so like calm about it. You know, you're not making it like a bit. In her eyes, it's not being blown up as some big like problem.
I want to be your friend.
Like you're willingly sitting there telling him this information.
We need to move the friendship along.
Like she's not seeing anything unusual about it. Like it's unusual because it's the two of you. In her eyes. Okay. Because you are so new to her.
Yeah.
Like she, even though it's been 2 months, even as a player, I forget that it's 2 months, and I'm like, she's only been here for like
a day,
a couple days or whatever. Yeah. So it just seems weird to have that strong of a relationship so quickly, I guess, to her, because she doesn't understand that whole thing.
Well, and also to you, it might not have seemed like maybe as much of a long time.
Because she just arrived,
right?
Yeah, and you just arrived,
and you're in the whatever plane.
Yeah.
Follow-up question to that: Val plans to repeat the process if they both survive the fight with Bizno. If that happens, is there anything specific your character would want to ask?
Translation, please.
What?
A translation. Luke didn't understand any of it.
Oh, Elven. They speak in Elven.
Luke was literally like, "This is cool."
This was something that
Luke was just playing his bagpipes the entire time.
This was something that I told Jeff. I said that if you are going to be asking questions, they all need to be in Elven if you're in her head, because that's what she thinks in. Common's her second language. So, yeah. She can think in Common, but she would not deign to.
I don't think in English.
I see. Yeah. There's only one Dane that I like. Yeah. TLDR. Val was bought after his parents were killed. Over 40 years, he was taught he was no one, nothing. He was property. He was going to do whatever he was told, but he didn't. He rose up. He rose out of it. And he succeeded. He freed himself.
No, he failed. He didn't do what he was told.
He succeeded. He succeeded and freed himself and traveled on the high seas to regain a sense of life.
Was Bar like his slave owner or something?
Yes. Armor and...
Did he kill him?
Nope.
Damn it.
No, he's still out there.
He escaped.
He's still out there for us to go back and kill someday.
Bar is still
out there. Bar is still out there.
Was he?
Jeff, write the fic.
Is he still alive?
Write the fic.
Is he still alive 200 years later?
He's a gnome, so yeah.
He's a gnome, yeah.
Unless someone else already knocked him off, because he apparently probably made other enemies. If he made an enemy
Somebody
out of
else
Val,
might knock him off. You never know.
Like such sweet Val, how can you turn him into an enemy? Must have been a really bad guy.
Sweet Val.
Samaria has no idea, because she fucking tried and it didn't work.
I feel like you got more questions.
Check your phone.
Check your phone.
Check your phone.
I do have one more.
Okay.
Bizno mentioned some highly personal things in his monologue at the start of the battle. Oh, wait. Did anybody have questions for Samaria if they redo the Detect Thoughts thing? Things they might want to ask her.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, that's my question.
Tatiana is very interested in Val's line of questioning. Like, she's very... Like, she wants to get to the root of, like, what makes you think that you owe your life to this. So, yeah.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
She's interested.
So, the big question. It's time.
The big question of the night.
Time.
My last
There was another question though.
Was Bizno mentioned some highly personal things in his monologue at the start of the battle. Did any specific mentions resonate with your character? And if so, why? Because he for sure mentioned the people make deals with demons over with devils over stupid shit, and then look directly at Miri.
Yeah.
Did he mention anything else? Because me sitting there, none of that like stood out as like a Sumiko thing. It was just like, oh, this thing happened.
Got a call out.
No, so it kind of felt like stuff that she didn't really know about.
But I do feel like a few characters got called out.
Only 2 or 3 characters.
My mouth is closed.
I mean, Varian and I definitely have feelings about the deal that Tayra made.
Yeah.
Wait, was Varian there?
Yeah,
Varian
Varian was there.
I thought it was just Ricefin, you...
Oh, when we made the deal?
Yeah,
No, but
there.
Tayra is Varian's brother.
True.
So we both have feelings about it.
But technically the only person that
There
has the largest
was
feelings would be
Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Yeah.
Look at
Tatiana
you
has
having the whole
guilt
world
about
just
it.
like...
It's your
all
mom.
this
Yeah,
shit
that's
just
right,
heavy
that's
on
right.
your...
Your
oh,
mom.
shit.
So touch
Tatiana's
shoulders.
poor little soul.
My mom?
Such
No.
a shoulders.
Oh,
She needs
yes.
a rest
Yes.
and
Love.
love.
You know what? We're going to Sharkton Island after this.
Yeah, we're going on
gonna
vacation.
We're gonna go
Sharkton
to
Island.
all those
Going to all the outlet
malls.
stores.
Oh, it's so
So we're
I
gonna
watched that
take our
reaction.
Baylord friend.
Yeah,
Baylord.
we're gonna find Baylor and we're gonna fucking hit the
The
town.
Baylord friend Bizmo.
Bizno. Yup.
He goes by
Bizmo.
he goes by Bismami Imam. So make sure you pronounce it correctly.
Bizmoney mom.
Shopping.
Shopping.
Shopping montage.
Alright, it's
Season
time.
2.
Alright,
It's time.
we've
The
delayed this
the big
question enough.
question of
Yes.
the night
The
top.
question.
This
The
is gonna be
question
like
of the
a very
night top.
short answer.
Jen.
He
Should I leave
answers
the
it in
room?
5 seconds. Oh.
Should
Jen.
I leave the room so
Nope.
that it's all completely
I
honest?
mean,
Nope.
Sumiko didn't, so.
Yeah,
Jen.
really?
Dear innocent Jen. Sweet. Ugh.
Sweet baby child.
Sweet baby cute child Jen. Why was Sumiko originally following Sim/Val? What was she hoping to find?
First thing was, she was excited about these new things that she can do. So, she's not going to be changing her appearance like every second because that's a little overkill. But to like be sneaky and like do all that, that's not something she normally gets to do, so it's fun.
That was a dope usage of disguise self, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be myself, but I have a hood now. That's dope.
funny.
You
That's
literally
dope.
did
That's
the
amazing.
you literally did the opposite of Ricefin. Ricefin had a disguise self hat and was like, I am brighter now. My clothes are more white.
No.
I am more beautiful.
The thing is, like, being like dark and spooky is like it's a new thing. Like, she's not gonna become evil or anything like that, but like having a hood on is like the equivalent of Sumiko feeling like badass.
Super
Like,
stealthy.
So she has the hood, but honestly, she heard they were going patrolling. Sumiko's mind is thinking they're going patrolling. So at most,
And Jen's mine, actually.
in my mind, and so at most she's like, if anything happened, she would be there to help. But at most she's thinking there's nothing gonna be happening. She's just gonna literally be sneaking around, watching them walk around in a circle. That's what she was
Awesome.
thinking.
So pure.
So pure, so precious.
Yeah.
And then, what happened there for our fans?
Everyone in chat knows
Sweet,
what happened, right?
Innocent Sumiko came upon
What, Sumiko? What, Jen? What did you come
an
upon?
unexpected scene.
Yeah.
What did you come upon, Jen?
Val and Samaria, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
And she has never seen anything like that before.
That wasn't like the thing in the
In the
monastery.
monastery.
That wasn't.
I
We'll
don't think
pass
she-
the time.
I really don't think she would have. I feel like it would have been behind closed doors. I don't feel like it would be out in the open.
You're right. you're right.
Agreed.
How did
It's a
Jen
rhetorical
feel about
question.
that? Because there was a
amazing reaction.
An amazing reaction of your face.
I've watched my face in that moment so many times because we were editing the video to go up on YouTube, and Ben kept trying to zoom in the photo even further on my face, and I was like, "Stop! The video's blurry." I was like, "You have to zoom it back up."
No,
I
we do what we must for the react.
Honestly, unlike Sumiko's
little did she
perception
know.
In real life, I do not pick up on things. Like,
yeah, I was extremely surprised. You weren't picking up the one I was putting down.
Well,
I definitely didn't, and then
I thought you were just so like role playing it so hard. But then I saw your reaction. I was like, that's a real reaction. Oh wow. Oh wow.
No, it was a real reaction. I was thinking about what she would do to like, sneak away anymore, or like if she wanted to get closer before. Like,
oh dear.
And I was looking down at my binder, and then you said that, and then I didn't register it immediately.
Yeah, because you like looked away, and then you're like.
I just wasn't expecting that.
At least not yet. No one expects.
I didn't expect
Inquisition
that I was gonna be made to say it.
You thought you were just gonna innuendo right past it?
Yeah,
we're gonna
go
past
patrolling.
it.
Everyone around the table was gonna be like, everyone knows there.
Yeah, honestly, I thought we were too. I thought we would have been fine, but
and then
we needed to.
It needed to be said. I felt that it needed to be said.
Sumiko's passive perception. At it again.
That darn passive perception.
We would have gotten away with it too.
There are so many times.
That is darn perception.
There are so many times where I like have to roll, and I'm like, oh wait, no, I have to consider Sumiko's passive perception. And then I look up at the table, and I'm like, hey Sumiko, you notice? Yeah. It was a good feat to take, I guess.
So she wasn't expecting on coming across that. She doesn't really know what was going on.
What's your passive perception?
It's like 23, 24.
Stupid.
Shit ton.
Because I was maxed out, and then I took like the observant feat, and I think I get something from.
Did you have them roll stealth to get out of the cave?
No, we just waited until everybody was asleep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what did Samaria like? And I get that one wouldn't give a shit. But what was Samaria's thought behind Loot?
What do you mean?
Well, Loot was watching the entire time.
Making the cave Oh, we left the cave, so she didn't care.
Okay. Word.
I think Samaria's assumption was that we're all gonna die tomorrow.
Might as well get away. Am I right?
Does Samaria think that Loot knows?
About what?
What happened?
Oh yeah, he made the cave
events.
disappear.
Well, I mean, he could have also just. He's also a. Well, I guess he
what,
hasn't seen too much, so
we
Luke
know
could have just been
Luke
being
knows.
shit.
What we know Luke knows is
Luke
that
knows
they walked away.
Right, but Luke obviously would.
We know
they were
that
watching.
Luke knows. But does Luke
But
know?
they don't know that
Luke
we
knows.
know that they know.
That they know that you know.
That's too complicated for
But like,
Sumiko.
so Luke did not expect for you to like make noise. Luke thought you would be like. Thought you would put two and two together and be like, one of them's probably playing a trick.
Nope, she is a dumb bitch. Samaria is spectacular on the battlefield, but her mental stats are just not there.
Yeah, that's why Luke started to smile when
not a
Val
smart
was like,
girl.
Val was being a fucking shit.
Sumiko thinks none of you know.
She is her whole life she has just been a dumb jock with a trust fund.
Fair.
Aw,
So
thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome.
Aww.
There are so many times I wish I could metagame, but Tatiana, she knows nothing. You know, she woke up and Loot was up to shenanigans, and she was like, "Be serious, guys." Went back to sleep. That's all she knows. Yes. Pulled out the mom voice.
Yeah, Samaria did
She's
get
not
back.
angry, she's just disappointed.
Samaria did
So-
get back to the cave with the full knowledge that they were going to be fighting a demon the next day, and was just like, has it started already?
Yeah.
Just, word. So, she's not smart. She's a smart girl.
Well, that was our last question of the night.
Dumb baby.
And it's actually time for us to wrap it up and get out of here. Mamiana.
Yep.
Mamiana.
That's your new name. Hashtag Mamiana.
Okay.
Mamiana. I like
So, come watch us on Sunday to see how the second part of this battle goes.
We gotta announce the winner of the giveaway.
See what happens, and we also are going to announce the winner of the giveaway.
Wait, I thought we announced it on Sundays.
At some point today.
Yeah.
Right now.
Do we know?
Yeah.
Do we know?
Do we know?
I haven't read it.
Nope. Sometime today.
Sometime today.
So I was looking at you. I was like, "Did you
pick a winner?"
Well, I guess that means you guys have more time. So if you feel like jumping over to our Twitter or Instagram
Do
to
it
enter
now.
that, now's the time.
I just put one of those
It's a
stickers
really neat
on
sticker.
my work notebook.
Dude,
it is so shiny.
That sticker
Love
is
it.
baller.
Love.
They're super gorgeous.
Baller. Friends reference.
Thank you, Sting Like a Ray.
You the best.
I did a Friends reference earlier.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Ray always picks up on my references. That's the thing.
Well,
Ray the best.
Ray, you are the best.
My girl.
Goodbye, all. We love you, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Woo!
Oh, I thought you